I think we are good to go.
Looks good, thank you so much. All right. I call this meeting to order at 7:03 p.m. Thank you all for being here, really do appreciate it. Let's go ahead with the approval of the agenda. Are there any amendments to the agenda today? The last? I think there's like, because everybody here.
Can we strike TGIF funding, TGIF, and we can also strike office space?
And then Sarah?
Can I strike USAC allegations, please?
Yep. Lucy?
Could we please try capital contingency?
Sujana?
Can I strike TGMF, please?
All right, and then Eva?
To strike bag and gross allocations, please.
And then Alicia? Okay, so Megan, we're gonna strike our allocations and then we wanna add a presentation. Have you sent Megan the link?
Yeah.
Okay, and you should have the link sent to you for the presentation. Is that your special presentation?
No, it's a resolution that
Oh.
was next week.
Okay, so it's gonna be under resolution. I do apologize. Okay, and then. Got it, got it. Anything else? Any other amendments? Sujana, is that another one? Okay, I think that was a no.
No, sorry, it's my hand should not be raised, I think. Okay.
You're all good. Okay. Let's move on the agenda for today. Can I have a motion?
I move to the agenda for other years.
Sarah motion, Jonathan seconds, all in favor, please raise your hand. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. All abstaining, please raise your hands. With 11-0 vote, that is approved. Reminder for proxies in the room, you don't get to vote, but thank you. Okay, so approval of minutes, hope everyone got a chance to review the minutes draft, by our lovely Sydney. Can we have a motion to approve those?
I move to approve the minutes from February 6th.
Have a second? All right, Sarah motions, the line second, all in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. All abstaining, please raise your hands. With a 9-0 vote, that is approved. Sorry, Megan, can you promote Adam from the attendees? Thank you. Okay, let's go ahead into our agenda for today. So public comment, we'll give students the stage to speak. Remember our community guidelines as well. You might have 2 minutes per speaker and then only can speak once. All right, we'll go ahead and open up public comments. And then, yep, okay, go ahead.
Hello. Hi guys, my name is Clara. I'm gonna do CalPERC update. We have an exciting one actually, which is that our plastic bag ban bill was introduced last week. Woohoo! So the bill is to ban plastic carryout bags in grocery stores. There's technically 2 bills. So there's SB 1053, which is authored by Senator Blake Spear and also Senator Allen, who's our representative. And then also AB 2236, which is authored by Assemblymember Bauer Kahan. So they're both the same, but it's super exciting to see all the support it's gotten. It's supported by the California Grocers Association, which is exciting. And there's been a lot of media coverage. We've got 45 media hits so far. And there's an article in the LA Times about it. So that was super hyped. We're very excited. And then also just on another note, today we finished our pledge fundraising drive, which is very exciting. And we're really excited to just keep gathering more support for this, especially for our upcoming lobby day at the end of the month. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you. Other folks from public comment? Yep, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. I'm Brandon Bornson. I'm the vice chair of this year's Student Fee Advisory Committee. I just wanted to give some updates on some of the work the committee has been doing in recent weeks. I know we came here into the special presentation a few weeks ago, but things are ramping up quite a bit, so it's good to have open communication. The first thing I wanted to announce is that we recently submitted the first complete revamp of the SBAC website. We've uploaded all of the minutes from this full quarter. So if you're interested in seeing what the process looks like and how we determine how to spend millions to tens of millions of dollars, please check it out. It's very informative. The second thing is that there was a bit of an uptick in attention given to the seismic fee recently because there was news about closures in Woodin. I wanted to quickly go over why we decided to endorse a continuation of the seismic fee. I recommend that all UCLA students go and see the seismic voting reports document. It's publicly available now, which was one of our conditions for supporting an extension of the fee. Buildings like Woodin, Sunset Rec, and many of the dorms are in very low rated when it comes to seismic safety. Indeed, Woodin and Sunset actually are at the lowest possible rating. So if you see parts of Woodin closed, it's because they need to be, if you want to be able to use those buildings safely. So I encourage you to also check out the SBAC meeting. I believe it's the earliest one listed on the website where we ask questions about the seismic fee because I believe it's very informative and will let us know what the rationale is behind that fee and why we decided to extend it. So I encourage everyone checks that out if you want more information. But yeah, thank you. And also follow our Instagram, ucla.svac. We did a tabling event and we're also doing a raffle. So please check it out. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Is anybody else here for public comment today? Going once, going twice? Okay, with that, we are closing public comment at 7:10 PM. Thank you. Okay, moving to funding, starting with contingency programming, we have Lucy.
Sorry. So I'll also paste this in the chat. But this week we had, sorry, just pulling it up real quick. Okay, sorry. This week we had a total contingency programming request of $33,852, and we recommend an allocation of $10,099.33 for 45 non-USAC entity related events. I'm happy to answer any questions. I'll also put this in the chat right now.
Thank you. Okay. Can we have a motion? The members up there.
I motion to approve the contingency programming allocation of $10,099.33 for 45 non-USAC entity related events.
Do you have a second?
Second. Oh, right.
Thank you, motion. Thank you, motion. Susanna seconds. All in favor, raise your hand. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. All abstaining, please raise your hands. So the 11-0 vote, that is approved. Thank you. Okay, now moving to SFS allocations. See? Yeah. I don't know. Okay. Oh, wait, there's no.
For SFS, we have a total requested amount of 5,732 and a total allocation of 3,850 to 1 USAC applicants and 3 non-USAC applicants.
Is there any opposition? Madam Approved. Thank you. SWC programming fund allocations, Janice?
Hi everyone. Give me a second. I'm just pulling it up. Okay, so this week, the SWC Programming Fund didn't receive any applications from USAC entities, and then $3,467.38 from 5 non-USAC entities, and we recommend an allocation of $1,567.38 to the 5 non-USAC entities. And I will drop that in the chat.
Is there any opposition? That is approved. Thank you. Okay, moving to ASRF allocation, Sujana.
Yes, this week AAC allocated $2,539 to 1 USAC entity and 3 non-USAC entities.
Any opposition there? That is approved. Thank you. And then that wraps up all of our funding for today. Now moving to our special presentation, we have Eva.
How do you want me to do it? It's like, I joined the Zoom, like,
Should I can share my screen and do I just talk from here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Sorry, because it's like low key a long presentation. I assume. What is this?
Do you have access to this share screen?
Let me like.
yeah,
Perfect.
Okay, can everyone on Zoom see that?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you, Sujana.
Yeah.
No problem.
So, this microphone is really weird. But thank you, Sujana, and hi, everyone. My name is Eva. I'm the USAC External Vice President. And on our agenda today, there's a resolution about the Sepulveda Transit Corridor. So I thought I would present just because it's a lot of information, and I know that like me and Evan, like RIP Evan, we would always throw around Sepulveda Transit Corridor, but I don't think anyone here really knew like what this means or what it means for students. So I really wanted to like break it down and like do this only one time, so we don't really have to like spell it out ever again. So this is going to be kind of comprehensive, but please let me know if you have any questions. Just feel free to interrupt me. So the Sepulveda Transit Corridor refers to this study area that connects the San Fernando Valley to eventually LAX, but for right now, just to the E line on the metro. And as you can see, the 405 runs in the median of this corridor, and that is because LA Metro is studying alternatives to the 405 freeway, and they have proposed 6 potential routes or like ways that the line could go as an alternative to the 405 freeway. And eventually this line will again connect the San Fernando Valley to LAX eventually, but obviously that runs right through UCLA and right through Westwood. And so they are kind of considering, like, as I mentioned, 6 potential routes that this line could follow, 3 of which are heavy rail routes and 3 of which are monorail routes. EVP has lobbied and is in stance in alliance with a bunch of community organizations and like 93% of the public in that we support the heavy rail alternatives to the Sepulveda Transit Corridor, which are Metro's alternatives 4, 5, and 6. And the later slides will begin to explain, I think the next slide literally will begin to explain what the differences are, and we'll get into what each alignment means for UCLA. So again, here's just like that study area to get it really into your brain, what we're looking at here. And so UVP officially supports alternatives 4 through 6. We support a heavy rail line with direct connectivity to the Metro's D line, which is that construction on Wilshire, with an underground stop at UCLA's Gateway Plaza. So that is right outside this building, near like Engineering 6 and all those random buildings. And we support this because these lines that we support have a higher capacity to carry more passengers due to the engineering of the heavy rail line, and therefore it is also faster and it's underground. This is good because it'll best prevent congestion as well as will not expose riders to air pollution above ground or in the median of the 405 freeway. Additionally, the lines that we do not like will force riders to like be adjacent to the 405 freeway for all this, pretty much all the stops, and we'll get into what that looks like in later slides. But this is really bad in terms of environmental safety and just road safety in general too. So we're this is all a big part of Metro's environmental impact review report, the EIR. They are currently undergoing that environmental review, and it's estimated that by the end of this year, I think I've been hearing, they might make a decision for which route the corridor or STC the line will follow. But we're still pretty early in the process because obviously nothing's been built. And so here's just kind of a breakdown of what that process looks like with years. So right now, Metro is continuously gathering community feedback and currently performing those studies that will figure out the environmental impact that the line will have on us. And so I'm going to go over all 6 routes today and really show you why you should not only support the resolution that advocates for lines 4 through 6, but also why you should not like the following 3 routes, which I will break down. So this is alternative 1 on the Sepulveda Transit Corridor line, and you can see that the stations are symbolized by this little like subway black dot with a white subway in it. I don't know. As you can see, all the dots are along the 405 freeway, which means these stations are like literally adjacent to where the 405 would go. And we do not like this for a number of reasons, namely, as I mentioned, this would cause the widening of the 405 freeway, so much congestion. I know all of us know what the 405 is like when you're going out on a Friday or Saturday in some Uber. It's bad. And so this would only make that worse. And LA natives know when they expanded it like 10 years ago. It was bad. And so this is bad for not only those like congestion reasons, but also just the road safety of asking UCLA students to like travel to and from literally adjacent to the freeway in order to get on this metro line. And so there's no stop at UCLA, as you can see, because all of the stations are literally in line with the 405 freeway. And we are like a mile or something from the freeway, or like the campus specifically where we're sitting right now. So this is kind of what it would look like for UCLA students. They're going to have like a transfer point, like a bus, I believe, in alternative 1 from literally the 405 freeway on Wilshire, it looks like. So that's really far. It's really bad. It means that people will not ride it. And it means that UCLA does not benefit. It means that the visitors to and from campus, whether that's students, employees, faculty, or families, whoever it is, they will have a really difficult time getting to campus if they're choosing to be sustainable and use public transportation, which is bad for ridership. So it will not be really used that well. And here's alternative 2. It's more or less the same in the case that all the stations are like in line with the 405 freeway. So remember, that is bad. And for UCLA, what that looks like specifically is there is an automated people mover that will take people from what looks like the corner of Wilshire and Veteran to UCLA's Gateway Plaza. And a people mover is kind of like a tram. So like the Getty tram that you may see when you're driving on the 405 freeway. Kind of like the people mover they're doing at LAX. This also is going to disincentivize ridership because it means that UCLA visitors will have an additional stop to go through just to get in or out of campus via the metro. And we're lazy, right? We do not want that additional stop, that additional transfer. It means that people will not use it as much. And we really want people to use this line and just future metro lines if we're going to meet our state's climate goals. So this is really, really important. Here's alternative 3, and we still don't like this one because this is still like alternatives 1 and 2 that I just showed you. It is still monorail. It still follows mainly along the 405 freeway. It's slower. It has less capacity to carry people. So still not good. However, there is a stop at UCLA, as you can see, because there is this little station that is not on the 405's path. So that is a stop at Gateway Plaza. So while alternatives 1 through 3 are monorail, which is bad, alternative 3 does have a stop at UCLA, which is preferred, obviously, because we want a stop here, like duh, but it's still bad because if you're going, north or south on this line, you're asking students from UCLA to be next to the freeway, putting them at jeopardy for road accidents, exposing them to the carbon emissions of the freeway. It's really a public health issue potentially. And so that would look like this little mock-up in Gateway Plaza where you'd have a stop kind of adjacent to that turnaround. And so you can see like the Luskin Hotel here, but also Ackerman Union at this top right building, I believe. And then you have like the engineering building. So this is really in the thick of it all. And so it's a great potential place to have a stop. However, the majority of the line is aerial or at grade. So like, again, as I said earlier, you're risking, widening of the freeway, and all the public health issues, environmental issues. So this is still bad, but at least we have a stop. And that's exactly what I said on this next slide, which is kind of more of an aerial view, to get an idea of where this is located. So we would still have a stop, but it's still bad. And there's also a stop in Westwood, but I'll skip that. Okay, and so the next 3 alternatives are actually the good ones. These are the ones the EVP has lobbied for to local, state, and federal legislators who have given us promises that they would only, if funding comes their way, fund Metro if they meet our asks of having a heavy rail stop. So this is really important, and this is what the resolution is advocating for. So here's the good stuff. So here's alternative 4, and right off the bat, this is very, very different from alternatives 1 through 3. And that's because you can see the stations symbolized again by that little subway symbol in black and white. They're concentrated above and below the the mountains, Santa Monica Mountains, sorry. And so that means that you're not going to have travelers on the line being next to the freeway, which is good. And because alternative 4 is heavy rail and engineering wise, most of this line, I believe, is underground. That means that these stops are actually located at better transit points for future connections and just the ability to get around LA. Because when you're putting the line next to bus stations, for example, it makes it way easier to get on those buses rather than asking people to like walk to a bus stop or like really, it takes the work out of their hand, is what I want to say. This is an easier transfer because these lines are made more accessible to use. And so right off the bat, again, you can see there's a stop at UCLA. And this is again what it would look like. This is an underground stop again. So, and the designs for that, we don't really have yet, but that's kind of where it would be. So again, that same place in Gateway Plaza outside of Ackerman, the Luskin Hotel. And this is kind of what it looks like. So this blue space represents what will be underground. And there's again a stop in Westwood, which connects to a bunch of the Wilshire Transit Corridor, I would say, like that road. A lot of buses go through there, so that's great for getting around LA. Alternative 5, basically the same as alternative 4, just it's different by the extent to which it's underground, and also just the station mock-up for UCLA's Gateway Plaza looks a little bit different. But this is still, EVP still supports this because again, it is heavy rail, it is underground, meaning it carries more passengers and it's faster and there's less congestion issues. There's less like environmental health issues with this. So we still support this. It's more or less the same. Again, it's just the difference is the extent to which it's underground. And we'll have a slide that breaks that down too. Here's alternative 6. And this one is kind of different from alternatives 4 and 5, just because it has less stops and the stops are located kind of in different places. However, again, sorry I'm reiterating this. I'm just really trying to get the point home. This is heavy rail, it's underground, it carries more people, it carries people at faster rates. And because it's underground, it avoids, road safety issues and environmental, exposure issues, all that stuff, that good, glorious stuff. And so again, there's a station at Gateway Plaza. This one just has 3 entrances rather than 2. But for our sake, we just love having a stop in general. And again, a stop in Westwood as well. Okay, I just went over like so much content, so let me wrap it all up. Here's what alternatives 4, 5, and 6 look like for UCLA. There's a stop at Gateway Plaza. The designs of each station are a little bit different, but they're still in the same spot, and it connects to the rest of the line, and this is underground. All 3 have stations in Westwood, so this is so perfect when if you're, instead of, like walking back from Westwood late at night, you can instead take the metro. And also just during the day, obviously connect to and from LA. So it's great. Now the 6 lines are different. And here's probably the most comprehensive information slide during this presentation, because it just breaks down how all 6 are actually different from one another. And I'll give everyone a little second to read it, but essentially, it's just breaking down that 1 through 3 are monorail lines, which are varying degrees of being above ground or at grade, meaning at ground level. And alternatives 4 through 6 are all heavy rail with varying extents to which they're underground. And again, the stations may be a little bit different, but for the sake of this slide and the presentation, this slide just extrapolates how they're different. And please feel free to go back to this slide. Lots of information here. And so I yapped a lot about what the lines look like, but here's your summary. You see alternatives 4, 5, and 6 have an end-to-end runtime that is 10 minutes, basically shorter than alternatives 1, 2, and 3. So this via Metro has studied this. They are estimating that the heavy rail lines, which we support in this resolution, will be faster than the monorail lines, which is good. And as you can see, it cuts down significantly on the time that it would take to just drive a car on the 405 freeway. Skip that. Okay, this is some pretty landmark information from Metro, highlighting the average weekday boardings at each station and along each line. And you can see here, this light blue signifies all the ridership from UCLA's Gateway Plaza station, alternatives 3 through 6, because those ones have a station here. And you can see that just with a UCLA stop alone, you're getting about 20,000 average riders a day. So that's 1/4 of the daily visitors the UCLA gets are estimated to ride this line, which is why it's pretty critical that we even get a line that supports UCLA students and faculty and staff and families, all that. Furthermore, as you can see, alternatives 4, 5, and 6 have vastly more riders than alternatives 1 through 3. So if we want to do anything to reduce the carbon emissions and all that jazz from cars and just meet the state's ambitious climate goals, this is a big way to do that, because of the sheer number of riders that would ride a heavy rail line that would not be able to ride it if it's a monorail line. And this slide, it really shows why the resolution is asking for what it does. And so again, I'm just bringing this back to the ask we have, which is and this is again what the resolution asks for. It asks, the resolution and EVP is in support of a heavy rail line, alternatives 4 through 6, that all have stops at UCLA's Gateway Plaza and a direct connection to Metro's D line and its underground. This is because these stops have a higher capacity for passengers, are faster, prevent congestion and air pollution, and enables Metro to have a stop at UCLA. And I know we've been bringing this to council over and over and for years too, but the reason I'm again asking for support here is because Vice Chancellor Beck continues to state that UCLA does not care what line Metro constructs. And this is really bad, because he's saying that he says UCLA is, quote, mode agnostic, and that's a direct quote in a letter cited in the resolution itself. So you can find that letter. So he and UCLA do not care if we have a stop or not, is basically what that says. And that's really bad. So that's why I'm bringing this presentation and the resolution to USAC today, to have some chance at fighting against that and making sure that UCLA actually speaks up, because we have a stop on 4 of their proposals. This is a big leadership opportunity that we are squandering. So that is why I'm presenting this, and I look forward to it getting passed. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the lovely and very much in-depth presentation. I really do appreciate it. Do council members have any questions, comments, ways we can support it? Go ahead. Alicia?
Are they gonna keep like pre-existing the terms of it there? Are they gonna use those to build like the new road?
For this one, probably not, just because I know that a lot of the tunnels are running like west to east, and the line runs north to south, so I don't know if it really like intersects with them too much. But there's a lot of like, and so I don't think so in the future either. But I'm also not a subject matter expert, unfortunately, but I don't think so.
Laura?
Really, I just wanted to say thank you so much for all of your hard work and like putting this information that can be sometimes a little bit difficult to digest into such a like great format, and sharing this information really like concisely with everyone. I think it's a great way to kind of inform everyone, and you know, having been in the kind of transportation infrastructure space for a little while now, this is a project that I've been working on, that my team has been working on, and that we've, you know, been actively going to like Metro community meetings for. So getting to see this tonight was really, really incredible, and I really hope that we can get everyone's support on this resolution.
Okay, Jonathan?
Yeah, I just wanted to also voice my support for this. You know, when you had told me about this, I definitely hopped on as a co-sponsor, and I just believe in it, especially considering UCLA loves to flaunt its status as the #1 public university. And you know, Berkeley has this. I'm from the Bay Area. Like, I would go to Berkeley all the time, and they have a stop right there. Like, it is so convenient to travel. You know, a lot of the universities that like UCLA loves to compare itself to, USC has 2 stations. Like, even though it's the light rail, they still have 2 stations. So I think it's something that UCLA shouldn't be neutral about, just because this would benefit commuter students. This would benefit. Imagine if we had a metro, guys, like right now. Imagine how easy it would be to get to downtown, to the airport. It would be so convenient. And I know a lot of us have this thinking of like, if it doesn't benefit me, I'm not going to do it. But it ultimately, at the end of the day, we're here for leaders of all UCLA students, both not both, past, present, and future. So I urge you ultimately to vote yes in this resolution, because it just helps, you know, Eva and a lot of those other advocates advocating for UCLA to finally say something, to have further pressure.
I think one last note also, like I have a job, right? Every Tuesday I travel 2 hours, like to get to and from, well, it's 1 hour each way, but like every Tuesday, like I'm on the bus and on the metro. And like, if we just had a stop here, like that time would probably be significantly cut down, maybe like by 30 minutes. I don't know. So just like, there's a lot of students like that, as Jonathan like mentioned, and I think it's just really important to advocate for them and with them.
Oh, Alicia?
Thank you. Like, I understood that really well. Even though it's complicated, like it was very there. Thank you for explaining it. And then I can't believe it, but like I can't believe the chancellor would say that, because it disregards like transfers and commuters and a huge array of like people who go to the school. So for him to say that means he doesn't care about students, particularly those who are, you know, disadvantaged, marginalized, and not supported by the institution. So thank you for doing this and, let me know if there's anything, that you need. But for us to like lobby, if it's something that brings us to the region, whatever, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, transportation is definitely a huge issue on this campus, and me as a commuter myself, the parking permits only continue to rise as well, which causes such a detriment to everything. But it made me also think about like how all these purchases that are being made and how transportation is only gonna get worse, like in trying to get to these other satellite campuses and things of that nature. So it definitely is like such a huge conversation. So thank you even for your time and your office of work as well for everything that y'all do. Okay, with that, we'll go ahead into officer reports. Let's go ahead and start into it. Okay, so I had a quick meeting with the Association of Big Ten students talking about Big Ten on the Hill. They basically have a lobbying kind of thing to Washington DC. We had a UCLA South Bay Academic Implementation Subcommittee meeting discussing programming on that satellite campus for the next academic year, which is fastly approaching. We had the downtown programming committee, where we're, still allocating spaces and we're discussing the grand opening of that building. We had an outreach recruitment and retention task force inaugural meeting. I attended the, UCC region meeting with the Graduate Student Association, so I couldn't make it to the USAC one that we had. I'm preparing for an alumni board of directors meeting in March. Chancellor search, we're still reviewing applications, but we will be interviewing, soon. Playing collaboration with UCL alumni. And then also we have a couple events going on this week, namely Cuppin, Buffin, that will be really fun. That is tomorrow from 10 to 12. Please grab a free Costco muffin from us and a free yerba mate. I really love to see you all there. We're also going to be giving away basketball tickets for the game on Sunday if you'd like to go. If you saw me at the last basketball game that you didn't. And yeah, we're just playing some events that are definitely open to collaborations if you do want to, for either in the winter quarter or early spring quarter as well. We would definitely love to collaborate with your offices. That's it for me. Megan said her report is all written, so we'll go to Eva.
Sorry, I was eating my dinner. EVP has been super, super busy. I think like most of it's kind of in the office report, but I wanted to touch on the student lobby conference and our lobby core signups. I think we have like 90 signups for our lobby core, and that doesn't include the like 50 people in the EVP office. So we kind of slayed. They closed yesterday. Thank you all so much for spreading that around. Again, this is kind of our vessel for our like winter and spring quarter lobby trips. Due to financial constraints and and like just space constraints, we can only take about 35 people to Sacramento in person. But the rest of lobby core will be doing like we're in district lobbying meetings. We've already done a few this year, but there's still like obviously a lot to cover. I just wanted to like put it out there that those spots for Sacramento are extremely limited. If you signed up, you can probably still go like lobby like LA region legislators, their district offices, which is still a really amazing opportunity. So, but I just wanted to put that out there, I guess, because you can't take 90 people, unfortunately, but yeah. Also, I'm really happy to hear that the Student Regents Town Hall and the USAC meeting went well today. I obviously was not there due to the aforementioned job. So once it was scheduled on a Tuesday, I could not make it, but that's fine. I reviewed the notes that my proxy wrote, and it looked like it was a really productive meeting. So thank you, Orlando, for that as well. And we've just been doing a bunch of bill analysis stuff, blah, 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 blah. And we're starting to ramp up prep for the March Regents meeting. UCOP might be able to help me get like excused, like those like excuse waiver things, like for like participation. So they just like mentioned that to me, but not in writing. So I'm working on that because other regions 100% purposefully scheduled it during like finals, but that's neither here nor there. So I will be on the lookout trying to spread that around just so we can help people like get a extension on their assignments or something if they're participating in the Regents meetings in March, March 19th to 21st. And just lastly, please keep an eye out for all the Bruins vote content we're pumping out, like Chancellor Block will be involved, which is always so exciting. And we're always out there on Wednesdays tabling, and our March primaries voter guide is coming out very shortly. So thank you all for letting me up again.
Thank you. All right, Gemma, one, I know we have a proxy in the room. Was there any updates or is it all on the radar report?
Yeah, hi you guys. My name is Lucas Levy. I'm Katie's external chief of staff, and she had a few things that she wanted me to let you guys know about. So the first thing is that we have posted and opened up our submission for our Black History Month essay competition advertising on social media, but we would appreciate any tips on how we can spread the word. Second thing is that we confirmed week 8 as the week that we're holding our financial literacy night, hosted by UCLA's Money Think Club, and it's a presentation by UCLA undergraduates. And then the third and final thing is that we are beginning preparation for finals week activity. Thank you.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. Gabby, yeah, my bad, sorry. Go ahead.
Hi, as always, everything is in the written report.
Appreciate you. Jonathan?
Yeah, most of my stuff is in my written report, like always, but I would like to just highlight some stuff. I think in particular with the Regents meeting earlier, we discussed many of the problems. And it was very informative, but I will say I think more of you should have been there, or your offices should have been there. I think it was a really important conversation to hear, and it was a really good opportunity to, ask important questions that relate to our community directly. So I asked that in opportunities like that in the future, let's make sure we're taking advantage of our positions as staff, as USAC members. Shout out EBP, IBP, AAC for having their staff, as well as FACT, parts. And I also did want to bring this to light because I was one of a few USAC members who also attended this meeting, but it was the meeting with the ad hoc committee from ASUCLA on Friday to discuss the referendum that they intend to propose. They are proposing a referendum that increases student fees by close to $100 a year, which, I think they have a lot of justification and reason for, but, there's some hesitancy there. And I think, again, as representatives of our student body, we need to make sure we're being actively engaged in having these discussions and making sure that anything and everything that students are being asked of is to the best extent in their interest. And the rest of my platform work is there like always.
Thank you. Okay, moving forward, Sujana?
Hi, yes. So I guess first echoing what Jonathan said, definitely think it's important to go to the meetings, but totally understand it was in the middle of the day. I had class myself, but I was able to send my assistant commissioner, which I thought was great. And so I'm looking forward to kind of reviewing the notes to see what was discussed. Besides that, I wanted to provide an update on the incomplete notation proposal. It was successfully brought to the council and presented. I can't really speak now as to what happens, but that was successful, which is a big first step. And I'm really looking forward to where it's going to go. Besides that, AC has been working a lot on a supplemental kind of COVID signage campaign that we're working on in partnership with DSU to complement the marketing official campaign with ASH and strategic communications that's rolling out soon as well. that has actually been progressing very well. And so we are like finalizing like kind of first mock-ups of designs this week. We've already finalized kind of places and content for what we would like that to look like. And as part of our of course Black History Month celebration, we are first financially supporting TSR with the Black Bruin Book Club. And so AAC helped order I think it was close to 30 books for that book club. And then we are also doing a kind of Black kind of excellence in education week next week, but focusing on profiling local UCLA and LA kind of academics. And besides that, I think it is all in the written report, but AAC is definitely working on a lot at the moment.
Thank you. Okay, now moving to Mason.
Okay, hello everyone. Everything is on the document like usual, but the two things I'll highlight is that tomorrow we have a Valentine's Day bouquet making thing going on in Ackerman Fun Zone, and that's going to be from noon to 2 p.m. 2 p.m. If you have not been to the Fun Zone, it low-key is very fun. So I would recommend going there. We did a gingerbread thing there, and it was like, why did I turn it? The other thing is the hologram giveaway that's on our Instagram. So if you go to UCLA CEC and you tag your friends and you submit a funny romantic story, you could win a prize. So please do it. Even if you don't want the prize, I want to hear the story. So, and the rest of it is on the document.
That's the story. Okay, so next we have Jean.
Hi, okay, so for last week, we had nonprofit networking night, which was really successful. So shout out to Volunteer Center and also thank you to Naomi for coming. We are finalizing the details for our delegation to the Impact Conference. We had our first meeting last week with all the delegates and just doing final preparations for that. We are also starting to work on planning for our big event in spring called the Service Impact Summit. So this is going to be an event where we're trying to celebrate all the service and advocacy work on campus for the entire year, and we'll have awards and workshops and all that fun stuff. And I'm also working on a insurance resource project with the Student Risk Education Committee because a lot of our service organizations have been facing issues with getting insurance for their service work. So we're trying to consolidate those resources in one place. And finally, we are also working with African Student Union, African Education Projects on the Black History Month book drive. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, now we'll go to Alicia.
Hello. Oh, there we go. So last week we had our kickoff. If you were walking down the walk, it was really successful. We had lowriders coming after the rain last week. It was really beautiful. We also had a successful teeny desk with our student artist named Tenali. We had our Lunar New Year celebration with World Fest on last Wednesday, and we also posted on our Instagram a Lunar New Year post highlighting Asian and Asian diaspora artists to celebrate and honor them. And then this week, we have an event, like a meet and greet event type thing, with two rappers named Chico Rush and R3 the Chili Man, but it was postponed to Thursday. We're seeing if the BBRC can still host like the first part of it, so just waiting, and then we'll repost the graphic. We also have jewelry making tomorrow in the art gallery for our Valentine's Day event from 6 to 8. We'll also have acoustic sounds by Sparker Band, a little jazz in the background. Tomorrow we also have a Jazz Reggae Fest pop-up selling really pretty stickers. You guys need to see them. And they're gonna be selling stickers and they'll be selling waist beads. And we'll have some giveaways as well with like merch with our shot glasses from last year and cap shirts. Next we have HHC workshop 6 to 8 on Thursday in Kaufman with a dance instructor. Thank you to SWC for funding the dance instructor's honorarium. Please come. We also finalized our HHC budget thanks to PAC and SWC. Thank you. So we're finalizing and sending contracts out as soon as like we get everything in order with AUCCLA.
Fashion show is next week, so put that in your calendar because it'll be actually so incredible, as always. We're sending our call to artists tomorrow for our Black History Month gallery with ASU, HHC, TSR, and our art series. We're planning a diversity tour with ISA to Ethiopia for the end of the quarter. They usually fall on Sundays, so it's really chill, free transportation, free food, well, on our budget, and it'll be really cool and educational. We're also planning, an event planned Rock Noir, to, highlight and celebrate that rock and every other music genre, if not most, comes from the Black community and Black artists. And that is also thanks to TGIF as well. That will probably be week 10. We're just waiting on like confirming availabilities of the panelists. I'm also reaching out to SWC to see if we could do a collaboration on providing Narcan to our students and guests of all of our concerts. Because that's really important. We're also meeting with an alumni of CAC. His name is I believe Lester Barron. He was in JRF in 2004. And we're discussing A&R because he has connections to like a lot of reggae bands, especially the ones that came back in the day. So we're excited for that. JRF directors are meeting with Pam this week and our advisor, not Pamela, director. And then we're rescheduling our meeting with ACCLA for next week. We're just seeing our schedule first and then letting ACCLA know. Concerts is working on collabs with the Caribbean Student Association and the Environmentalists of Color Collective. Our GBM on Monday was successful. We made candygrams and letters to a lot of workers and unions and also just personal ones. And we've also been filming TikToks. They'll be up soon. And Concerts is doing a giveaway to Tizo touchdown tickets to celebrate 1K followers. So follow Cat Concerts. We're planning our Made with Love market for the end of the quarter because Seoul didn't get back to us in enough time, so the date we wanted isn't available anymore. It was supposed to be next week. We're doing a poetry workshop next week with Word on Wednesday, art gallery 6 to 8, like always. We're working with interns on developing a historian role. I worked with GSA and SJP on a resolution that I'm presenting tonight. Please let me know if you'd like to co-sponsor. We'll be voting on it next week. I'm helping Room Bazaar, connecting them to my CAC Concerts team to provide information on a lot of the student artists that we're in contact with, and also for their clothing shop, seeing if we could donate clothes. I'm also supporting the CRC on guidance for referendums, because the CRC frankly does not have enough funds to keep running in the next coming years. It's just not enough without like the previous referendums that are not attached to inflation. So that's a major issue in the CRC. So I'm just supplying with information, meeting with them. I'm working with ASA on Native Expressions, which is still planned for March 8th, tentatively. I'm booking venues for World Fest in the spring, week 2. I'm working on a gallery with ideas for next quarter to celebrate and honor undocumented students and the undocumented community at UCLA and the 21 years of history they have enriched and changed our campus with. I'm also planning to do outreach to UNICA board to see if we could do an art gallery we did in 2018 named Central American Counter Spaces as well. And also I do want to echo what Jonathan said, because I do know that housing, especially on the Hill and in the apartment, keeps going up, mainly to fund the Olympics and the Olympic Village that will be in place in 2028. When those facilities, those funds aren't going to go back to the students. It's also just the exploitation of students and students' work and students' own money. So yeah, I just want to echo that. The fact that housing and tuition keep going up and it's not going back to us, really upsetting. So thank you, and also thank you to people who have co-sponsored the resolution. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving to the left.
Hi, everyone.
everything is written in the report, but there were a few things that I wanted to highlight. Just also wanted to second Eva's, kind of motion, or sorry, not motion, but, you know, encouragement to make sure that you're registering to vote and encouraging everyone in your life to do the same. Elections are in 21 days, so our EJ Now team, our Environmental Justice Now team is working with Bruins Vote to promote voter registration and tabling on Bruin Walk. Additionally, they're working, building their Students for Safer Streets Coalition, and we are highly supporting and encouraging everyone to vote yes on the HLA measure. I will have that copy pasted into every single one of my office reports for the next 3 weeks so that you can see that. Tomorrow, there's a lot of incredible Valentine's Day events going on, and we've also got one going on. It's less Valentine's Day themed, but still important. So, if you don't already have the reusable mug app, the Reusey app that you can use at your coffee house, why don't you? You should go ahead and download that and try checking out the mug. You get a 25-cent discount on your drink, and it's also just, you know, a great way to support sustainable drinks at HERCOP. So we will be promoting that mug on HERCOP patio from 1 to 3 p.m. tomorrow. There will be sustainable prizes as well, so please share this event with your offices as well. Another important update, and we'll be hearing from our USAC chair later, but Office Space Allocation Committee is releasing their space applications for the 2024 to 2026 time period. Application and guidelines are linked here and in the agenda. We'll be going over those a little bit later, hopefully voting yes. In terms of access and infrastructure, updates are there, sustainability as well. And I also met with the ASCCLA Board of Directors ad hoc committee last week to discuss the Embrace referendum, left some thoughts there. Also met with TSAT, the Transportation Services Advisory Board, and with the University Committee on Disability earlier today. So I appreciate all of you and your patience as I'm catching up on emails and like reintroducing myself to a lot of committees. But thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, passing to Sarah. It is on the report. Okay, now passing to Janice. Flying tennis.
Hey everybody. I also have written reports. The only thing I wanted to highlight verbally is that our committee Bruin Run Walk has opened their registrations for their April 21st 5K race that happens on campus that benefits the Painted Turtle, which runs a camp for children with disabilities and illnesses. Like the name, Run Walk, you can run it or you can walk it. So if you want to walk it with me, April 21st, they're doing free student registration for this week. So I'll drop the link to register and the code in our Zoom chat, but the code is UCLA Student 2024. Yeah, I hope to see you guys there. You get free food, free drinks, a t-shirt. It's pretty good. I went for the first time last year and I didn't know I was like a 5K person, and then I was. It really inspired me. And this is the 24th annual one. It's been happening for years. It used to be one of UCLA's like biggest campus-wide events, and so we're trying to bring that back. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, I'm happy to walk with you. I won't be running, but I can. Okay, cool. Okay, and then I forgot to update y'all on my report, but we'll be launching the TSR application for tomorrow, probably mid-afternoon. But I will be asking for all of your offices to repost if you can, so we can get that filled as soon as possible. Also letting you know that there aren't supposed to be any TSR programming activities until a new officer is appointed. So just keep that in mind for collaborations. So yeah, okay, moving forward, we have international student representative,
Hey everyone, everything's written in the written reports.
Cool. Okay, now let's go ahead to admin, Orlando.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. So I just wanted to give you all a quick update. Today's UC Student Regent meeting went excellent. They met with the GSA president and online, and I'm thanking Naomi for showing up during that portion. So it was a really nice morning session. The afternoon, we had a noon town hall where the regents went over the application process, tips, strategies, etc. The application is due March 11th. If you were unfortunately not able to attend, and speak to the student regent. Remember that the student regent is currently a UCLA graduate student. They are on campus. You can schedule an appointment with them to meet with them, kind of pick their brains, or one, you can reach out to me. I've been doing it for a few years, so I can offer some different strategies, but having the student regent on our own campus, I can't stress enough how priceless that is if you are interested in applying. And then finally, the USAC meeting went excellent. Those that did attend, great questions. We held to the agenda. Thank you, the proxies, for showing up. And a big shout out to Eva and EVP for helping me set that all up. Thank you so much. And then just finally, I know this is the time of year that some of your offices may be going through transitions, particularly at the leadership level. Please, please, please update your My UCLA page, especially the signatory, if it's the signatory that has been replaced. Your signatory is not currently in your office or has that role, make sure you update that. That's how we get information out to everyone. So please, thank you. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Move to Jessica.
Do you want to go out of order?
Yeah, we can do it. I don't.
You're out of order. No, I'm just kidding. Broken record, rec opens for space requests February 27th. If you don't have an account, you better get one if you need some space. If you desire to have a large event during spring quarter, I'm sure you have apps due that you need for funding. So you need to get me sooner rather than later to get a space and a cost estimate. And I'll be on vacation, but I'll be back on Tuesday. Yay. Sunny Arizona, 75.
Here we go.
Come on, let's go.
Just a couple quick reminders for student government accounting. So it is week 6. If you have a funding body, you should be closing your accounts with available funds from fall quarter. By now, all fall quarter requisitions should have been submitted to SGA. If you have anything outstanding, please submit it ASAP, but we are encouraging every funding body to go ahead and submit your budget transfers to close accounts so that you have additional funds available to allocate for the rest of this quarter and into spring. Just anticipating that, given the demand, there may be funds that will run out once we get to spring. That's not ideal. That happened last year and we had to close a lot of funding bodies very early. So if you need help with filling a budget transfer out, let me know, let Josh know. We'll help you through the paperwork. But every single event code that needs to be closed needs to be included in that budget transfer. The other thing that I wanted to quickly mention too regarding funding bodies is just a reminder that if you are making allocations, to get your allocation sheets to SGA to provide the event codes before notifying groups of their awards. And this just helps us streamline and avoid getting requisitions submit to us with the account number missing, because that just then holds up the paperwork and students feel like, oh, they've turned it in, it's got signatures, and now it's not getting processed, but we cannot process without the proper event code. So if there's any questions on that, again, just reach out. Josh can help, Fernanda can help. We're here to guide you all through that. So if you need anything, you know where to find us.
Hey, hi, hello, happy Tuesday. Nothing from me today. Have a good week.
Okay, that's actually wild. Okay, wow. Time to change. Okay, going to new business, we have first a resolution in support of the heavy rail line along LA's Metro Sepulveda Transit Corridor. Eva.
Hi, everyone. So I'm only just gonna reiterate what the resolution says to do, therefore let it be resolved, just because I feel like we all know the context by now. First, it's just asking that USAC explicitly supports alternatives 4 through 6 and rejects alternatives 1 through 5, meaning that we support the heavy rail options and we do not support the monorail options. Also, we ask, this resolution asks or urges USAC to ask a few things of Vice Chancellor Beck. One, like to take an alias support stance, sorry, I'm like so sleepy, in support of the heavy rail alternatives 4 through 6, as well as discussing it in all future monthly meetings until the EIR is finalized. Also, a list of his direct involvements to the UCLA, or involvement, or list of direct involvements in taking the UCLA stance out of being mode agnostic. Also to ask him to specify what information UCLA needs from LA Metro in order to take an affirmative stance for heavy rail. Then it asks a lot of things of the AACCLA Board of Directors. I just presented their services committee and their did I present to their full board? I low-key don't remember. I've been having a lot of meetings with them about this. So they know this is coming up. So I don't think this is an issue. It just asks them to explore the implications of a heavy rail line, both in their services committee and in their full board. Also, it asks the full board to write a letter to LA Metro in support of alternatives 4 through 6, as well as a CEO of AACCLA, Poria Abbasi, to do the same, and the AACCLA board recommends that to him. And also that he writes it to Vice Chancellor Beck. Yes, I think that is it. So with that being said, I motion to adopt the resolution in support of a heavy rail line along LA Metro's Sepulveda Transit Corridor.
I second. All right, you motion, Jonathan, seconds, all in favor, please raise your hand. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. All abstaining, please raise your hands. 11 vote, that is approved. Resolution. I would just like to say also something that really stands out to me in this resolution is how it is formatted, which I really do appreciate. I think the asks are really good, very explicit, includes dates that you want it done by, includes who it is the person that you want to do these things, and so on and so forth. So I really do appreciate just the overall writing and impact that you and your team were able to do. So thank you so much, Eva. All right, moving to office space allocation, final guidelines, 2024-2026.
Is that my cue? Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So I'm currently at work, guys, but it's nice to see all of you guys. So my name is Gio. I'm the current USAC chairman, and I'm going to be presenting to you guys the USAC application, as well as the guidelines for the 2024 to 2026 allocation year. So for the application, I was working closely with FAC and SGS. It is heavily based on the last application. So the edits that we made were to be more clear, to be formatted in a way that is more accessible and easier to fill out, and as well as just like minor changes to things like emails, who to contact, and yeah. And then for the guideline, what is specifically new and what I would like to mostly highlight in that document is the addition of the housekeeping rules. So as I came into this position, one of the things I noticed about the offices is that we're not really utilizing the space as efficiently as we could to be like office spaces, since a lot of the times clubs have to use it and utilize it as storage. So one thing that I want to do is to push Kirchhoff offices to be used more like offices for our student body. And so for that reason, I added more guidelines dealing with things like housekeeping, fire hazards, and whatnot, to make sure that we are keeping the offices clean, keeping pest controls down, and just making sure that it's a safe environment for all of the students. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, I would love to answer them. But hopefully it's pretty straightforward.
Thank you. Appreciate your work on this. Questions?
No question, but just a comment. I just want to thank you, Gio, so much for your hard work on these applications, and also Jessica and Jonathan for all of your help going through edits and everything over the past couple of weeks. It's so much appreciated. Also just an open reminder that OSAC committee members are always welcome to apply. As a lot of these applications will be flooding in over the next couple of weeks, our committee is going to have a lot of work to be going through. So please also share that information with your offices, and thank you again, Gio.
Thank you, guys.
Sarah?
First of all, thank you so much for all the work. I just have a question, for point, under application process for point N of USAC must vote upon student-based allocation before during the first USAC meeting in June. I'm just wondering if, like, if that would, I get the point of like getting it done early, but like there would be any changes in fall with like clubs or anything that would like be too quick, or is that like not an issue?
But did you want to answer that, or should I answer it?
Yeah, so we do like move outs at the end of every calendar school year, not at the beginning of fall. And the main reason for that is once seniors graduate, they completely disappear. So we need people to move out of those spaces prior to the end of spring quarter so that throughout the summer, we can focus on making sure those spaces are cleaned and able to be moved in for their new tenants. And we really can't do that when the students kind of just disappear.
Alicia?
Will like our office be up for lottery?
I can answer that. No. So you will still vote on your offices, but it is customary for the applications of your all's offices to stay the same. So you won't need to apply for it yourself.
Any other questions, Janice?
Just to make sure I understood what Jonathan just said and like the question Alicia just asked. So we don't, as all USAC officers, need to take any action right now?
No, you do not need to apply. You will simply vote. Yeah.
Gotcha. Thank you.
No problem. Any other hands? Gio?
I just wanted to note one thing that I would just like to ask the USAC members just to promote to their clubs and organizations that after today, the application would be open, since one of the biggest issues is communication and making sure that all clubs and organizations have access to the application in a timely manner and that they have enough time to apply for it in the quarter. So I think the more that USAC can help with publicity, the better. So as long as, I just wanted to bring that up.
Perfect. Okay, thank you so much, Gio, for your time. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, so we need to vote on these. So first, can I get a motion for the guidelines?
I'm moved to approve the OSAC final guidelines for 2024 to 2025.
All right, Sarah motions the last seconds. All fair, please raise your hand. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. All abstaining, please raise your hands. We'll vote of 10 to 0 to 0. That is approved. Thank you. Now we need a motion for the application.
I move to approve the office space allocation application for 2024.
Sarah motion in the last seconds. All fair, please raise your hand. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. All abstaining, please raise your hands. So the 9 to 0 to 0 vote, that's approved. Thank you. All right, now we're moving to Alicia. Mike.
Hello. There you go. Hey guys.
This resolution, feel free to read over it. I'm just putting it on the agenda for people to see. If you have feedback, let me know. If you'd like to co-sponsor, please let me know. Right now, what's it called? This resolution's on the agenda for GSA as well. So we're trying to make this, an initiative for all of UCLA's councils. It's on the agenda, like at the bottom, but I can paste it in the chat. Dennis. What's it called? Yes, there is a strong emphasis on action with this resolution, as like we're trying to call for ACCLA to be more aware of the BDS movement, boycott, divest, sanction from apartheid. So yeah, we're trying to really mobilize with this. So please let me know if you would like to co-sponsor or have any feedback. Yeah.
Eva.
I think like to enable more people to read it, I might suggest like breaking down I forgot the word, but like the clauses. Just because some of them are like a few sentences long and pretty long. So I would just maybe suggest like breaking them up a little bit more so people can read it easier, I think.
Okay, so as folks continue to read that, just also would like to say you will need an additional co-sponsor.
Isn't it 3, including me?
Is her gonna count?
But there's Eva and Jonathan, and I count.
Oh, okay, perfect. Oh, gosh, you're good. Let me see one of your links. Truth or value. It goes to like a weird redirect page. You're welcome. Oh, maybe it's more fun. Okay, good. I have to read it from a real computer. Okay. So you said that you want to vote on this next time, right? Okay. Okay, so next council meeting, you will, so we'll go ahead and, what's the term? Table this for now and bring it back as old business for our next meeting. Please bring any comments, to that meeting, and yeah, or in the meantime, please send comments to Alicia and co-sponsors as well, if you do have any, and be prepared to vote. Thank you so much. This meeting is now adjourned at 8:22 p.m. Thank you, and everyone have a good night.